Hello everyone, thanks for watching the video. If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel, check us out at avexa.com, comment, like. In the last video on Flask, we simply went over how to create the basic Flask application and connect it to an HTML template and run that on our local host. In this video, we're going to do a little bit more complicated things in passing different data from our application, our Python application, into the HTML template. So let's see how that works. So within the definition of the method that we created, where it's routing to the base of localhost, let's actually pass through a string, or at least try to, into that HTML template. Okay, so here I defined x to equal the string mat. We can't directly pass a string through render template. It only takes a parameter called content, which is in dictionary form. So we'll actually have to create a dictionary called new and store x within that dictionary. So let's create the dictionary, an empty dictionary called new, and let's pass that variable x into the first key in new. So now there is a dictionary called new, which contains the string mat at position 0, and we're passing that through to content. And now in that HTML form, we can actually refer directly to that content in the body of that HTML. So let's, actually I forgot. Notice the curly brackets, and then we'll refer to content at position 0, followed by curly brackets. And let's see what that does for us. Okay, let's open up localhost at port 5000. Oops. And it prints out mat, just as expected. So we can see that at position 0 in the dictionary that we passed through, we defined the position to equal the variable x, which is storing the string mat. What if we did something a little bit more complicated? What if we created x, what if we stored x as a list? So let's create a new list, an empty list, and let's store a couple of values within that. Let's store hamburger, and let's store pizza. So now we have two strings in a single list. How could we actually pass this through into the dictionary? Well, we can do the same exact thing that we did with a string. We pass, or more as we label the first key in new to point to the list x. So now we have a dictionary with a list in it, and we're passing that dictionary through to content. The only thing is that we're going to have to loop through that list. Let's see how we could do that in the HTML body. We can actually, luckily, create a for loop that will loop through the list that's at position 0. And watch the format. So you're going to have this little percent sign, curly brackets. So now you have a for loop, and in here, for say x in. So now we're looking at the list, and we're going to iterate over the list that is at position 0. So for x in the content of 0, which is a list, we're going to create a div, and we're going to simply print out that x in that div. Now we're going to end the for loop the exact same way that we started, end for, and with a curly bracket. Now when we run this, we have, we're passing through the dictionary, which contains the list, and in the HTML, we're just iterating through that list, which is at position 0 of the dictionary. So let's go ahead and run this. Go to localhost. See what it prints out. Awesome. So you can see that this list contains hamburger and pizza. We passed it through as at the first location of the dictionary and passed it through to content. Now we refer in the HTML to content where at position 0 where the list is, and we iterate over that list and create a div section for each item in that list. And you can see that in the output at localhost. and hopefully you can see how powerful Flask can be doing computations in Python and passing that through to HTML. In later episodes, we're going to go into deeper and more complicated Flask web applications so that you can create awesome apps. Thanks, guys.